What if the bug crawling across your yard right now had a sting so painful, scientists actually rank it on a scale of torture? And what if I told you almost everything you think you know about it is completely wrong? Before we get into this, hit that like button, tap subscribe, and share this with someone who panics every time they see a bug outside. Because trust me, this one story will change how they walk across their lawn forever. Welcome back to Midnight Crawlers. Picture this. You're walking barefoot through grass on a warm afternoon. Something bright red and fuzzy catches your eye near the mulch. It looks like an ant, but bigger, slower, almost glowing against the dirt. Your first instinct might be to squash it or run, but here's the twist. That instinct could actually save you from one of the most painful stings on the planet. This creature is known by a chilling nickname, the cow killer. Sounds like something out of a horror movie, right? A bug so dangerous, people named it after killing livestock. But before you let that name scare you, let's slow down and look at the truth, because the truth here is stranger and honestly more fascinating than the myth. First things first, this is not an ant. It just looks like one. It's actually a wasp, part of a family called velvet ants, named for their soft, dense, fur-like covering. The females, the ones you usually see, have no wings at all. They walk instead of fly, which is exactly why people mistake them for oversized ants marching through the grass. Now here's where the story gets interesting. Despite that terrifying name, there is no confirmed case anywhere of this insect ever killing a cow. Not one. The name isn't based on actual deaths. It's based purely on how unbearable the sting feels. Someone, generations ago, got stung so badly they joked it felt strong enough to kill a cow. And the name just stuck, passed down through fear and storytelling rather than fact. So if it's not lethal, why does everyone still treat it like a walking nightmare? That's the real question, and the answer might surprise you. You'd think a sting nicknamed after killing cattle would come from something incredibly toxic, but toxicity and pain are two completely different things. In fact, the venom from this insect is significantly weaker than the venom of a common honeybee. What makes the sting legendary isn't chemical strength. It's how violently your nervous system reacts to it. It's less about damage and more about shock. Entomologists actually rank insect stings using something called the Schmidt Pain Index, a scale built entirely around how much pain a sting causes, not how dangerous it is. On that scale, this red wasp scores near the top, just below stings described as feeling like slow torture. That's an intense ranking for a creature that physically can't do much lasting harm at all. Let that sink in for a second. This is a bug capable of producing agony intense enough to bring grown adults to tears. And yet, medically, it's almost harmless. Nature has a strange sense of humor sometimes. Here's something else most people get completely backwards. They assume this insect is aggressive, hunting for a reason to attack. But the reality is the opposite. These wasps are shy, defensive, not offensive. They spend most of their time quietly moving through soil, leaf litter, and mulch, avoiding attention rather than seeking it out. Before it even considers stinging, it gives a warning. It produces a small squeaking sound by rubbing parts of its body together, almost like it's saying, "Back off. I don't want trouble either." If that warning is ignored, its next defense isn't venom at all. It's armor. Its exoskeleton is incredibly tough, hard enough that many predators literally cannot bite through it. The sting is the very last option, only used when every other defense has already failed, so this isn't a predator hunting you down, it's a small, armored survivor just trying to get through its day without being stepped on. And here's a detail that almost nobody knows. The males and females of this species look like they belong to two entirely different animals. Females are wingless, ground-dwelling, and covered in that unmistakable red and black fur. Males, on the other hand, have wings. They fly, and most importantly, they cannot sting at all, because only females carry a stinger. That means every terrifying story you've ever heard about this insect chasing someone or attacking without warning involves the female, the one on the ground. The flying version, the one buzzing near windows or porch lights at night, is completely harmless. Two forms of the same species, living completely different lives, and almost nobody realizes they're looking at the same creature. Now don't get me wrong, painful is still painful, and this is one sting you genuinely don't want to experience. Since females stay close to the ground, the easiest way to avoid trouble is simple. Wear shoes outside, especially in yards with mulch or thick grass. If you spot one, don't touch it, don't provoke it, just let it continue on its way. In almost every recorded sting, the cause wasn't a random attack. It was someone picking the insect up out of curiosity, without knowing what it really was. Right there, that's the whole story. A bug named after killing cows that has never killed a single one. A wasp mistaken for an ant. A sting ranked among the worst in the world, built by venom weaker than a honeybee's. A creature seen as aggressive, when really, it would rather squeak a warning and walk away. If there's one thing worth remembering after all this, it's this. Fear doesn't always come from real danger. Sometimes it comes from a name, a rumor, a story exaggerated just enough times that nobody ever stops to question it. This tiny red wasp has been carrying a reputation for something it never actually did, simply because the pain it causes is loud enough to drown out the truth. So the next time you see a small, fuzzy, fire-red creature moving quietly through your yard, remember this. It isn't hunting you. It isn't dangerous in the way its name suggests. It's just trying to survive, one cautious step at a time, hoping you'll do the exact same thing it does best. Walk away and leave it alone. If this story changed the way you see the world crawling beneath your feet, make sure you're subscribed, because at Midnight Crawlers, we uncover the truth behind the creatures everyone fears, but almost nobody actually understands.